All right, we are doing something not word related today. So I used to do more videos covering puzzles called gap puzzles. These are genuinely approachable pencil puzzles. They are posted by a group of setters over on the Cracking the Cryptic Discord server. I know many of you are familiar with that. If you're not, I'll leave a link in the description. But they posted something let's see, was it yesterday? Yeah, just yesterday. It's their 1 year anniversary of doing gap puzzles every day. They've been posting puzzles now. These are pencil puzzles, which is just a term for basically any sort of little puzzle you could do with pencil and paper, essentially. Like a Sudoku, but generally not including Sudoku. It's sort of to distinguish from Sudoku. But these are supposed to be genuinely approachable or, easier for someone who hasn't done one before. And it's kind of cool. As you can see above me there, they have made 5 puzzles that are in the shape of the number 1, Y, E, A, R. So 1 year. So I'm gonna do all 5 of the puzzles now. Links in the description where you can find these yourself if you wanna try them as well. And yeah, that's about it. I don't know if I've done all of these before. I don't even know what types of puzzles they are. We'll figure it out as we go along. So the first puzzle, by the way, they've got them all in a PDF here as well. So you can look at them in there. You can print them off and do them with pencil and paper if you want to. There's links in there to the online versions. And the first one we're gonna do is a Cojun, I think. Cojun, I don't really know. By Freddie Hand, and let's look at the rules here. Let's see, show rules. Place a number into each cell so that each region contains the numbers from 1 to n, so the number of cells in that region, where n is the number, is the number of cells in the region. I should just keep reading. Numbers of the same value may not touch one another orthogonally, so that means above and below, left and right. They can touch diagonally though, presumably, because it doesn't say that. Where 2 numbers within a region are stacked vertically, the number on top must always be larger. So I've done one of these before, I think. It's been a while, I don't remember for sure. But, so we know, let's see. So right here, there's 3 in this region, and the one above the 2 has to be bigger, so it has to be the 3, and the 1 can't touch the other 1. So these are 1. So now we know there can't be a 1 here, so the 1 has to be down here. It could be in either one though, I guess. But this can't be the 3. The 3 would have to be one of those 2. Okay, let's go somewhere else. Right here. This one has to be bigger than 3, so it has to be the 4. These have to be 2 and 1, because the bigger one has to be stacked on top. There we go. Now, the 1 in this region, it can't be right there, but it also can't be here because it would be above something that's bigger than it. So this has to be the 1, which means that can't be a 1, and that one can't be a 1 because it would be on top of a 2 or a 3. So that is a 1. This can't be a 3, so it's a 2 because it's touching the 3 there. Now, neither of these can be a 3, so the 3 is up there. But if this was the 3, this would have to be a 2, and it would be touching a 2. So this has to be the 3. 2, 4, and 5. This can't be the 2, and again, it can't be there. It would be above something. So these are 2, and the 4 and the 5 get stacked in order. Very nice. These are 1 and 2, and that one can't be a 1. It would be touching 2 other 1s, and that gives us the order of those up there. These are 2, 3, and 4, and they have to just be in order because the bigger one has to be above the smaller one. Let's see, what else do we want to do? Right here, this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. The only one that can be above a 4 is the 5. This one can't be a 3, so the 3 has to be down here. The 1 cannot be there because it would be above, so this has to be the 2, which means that's the 1, and that is the 3. Yeah. And then, let's see, what can be above the 5? It has to be a 6. What can be above the 6? It has to be a 7. So we just got kind of that same logic all the way down through there. Right in here, these are 1, 2, 3, and 4. The 4 can't be there. The 4 can't be at the bottom because a smaller number would be above it. So this has to be the 4. And so this could be 1, 2, or 3. This can't be 1. This could be like 3, 2, or 2, 1. Yeah, so we don't know on that one yet. What about up here? This can't be the 1. Either of these could be the 1. This can't be the 1. These are the ones. That can't be the 1 or the 2. That's the 3 or the 4. If it's the 3, it would have to have, it could have a 1 underneath. It could be 3, 1. Oh, but the 2 can't be in either of these spots. Or there, this is the 2. This is the 2. So the 1 has to be below it. These have to be 4 and 3. There we go. This can't be the 2. But that can't be the, either one of these could be the 2. Okay, this can't be the 2. So the 2 is over here. Could be 2, 3, or 1, 2 though, couldn't it? I think it could. All right, well, let's come back up to there. We'll come back to that in a second. This is 1, 2, 3, and 4 in here. So this is either 1, 2, 3, or 2, 3, 4, or... 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, what about this one? Yeah, we need 5 here. The 5 obviously can't be... The 5's got to be at the top, one of the 2. Oh, and it can't be there, so this is the 5. So these have to be 1, 2, 3, and 4. That's what we needed to see, because now this one needs to have 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. The 5 can't be at the top, so the 5 has to be down here. These are 1, 2, 3, and 4. There we go. These are 1, 2, and 3. The 1 can't be there. It can't be there anyways. 1, 2, 3. This is either a 1 or a 2. If this is a 1, then the 1 would have to be there, and it can't be. So this has to be a 2 and a 1, which means those can't be 2s. That's a 2 and a 1 and a 3. This can't be a 1. 1 can't be above another number, so this is the 1. This is 2, 3, 4. This can't be a 1, so the 1's up there. These are the 2, 3, and 4, therefore. Therefore. This is not 1. That can't be 1. These are 1, 2, and 3. There we go. Okay, so now we just got to get this part up here. So the 1, if this was the 1 in this one, that would put a 1 there as well, and a 1 down there. That would be okay. The 2, here's the thing. The 2 in this one can't be there, and it can't be, it can be. It can be 2, 1. If these are 1s, right, if this is a 1, then it would have to be 2, 3, and this can't be the 2. Right, so that can't be the 1. This is the 1. No, these could be 2 or 3, though. The 2 and 3, we're not sure on there yet, but we know that's the 1. And I think the 2 and 3, yeah, so if this is... The 2 can't be there. The 2 has to be over here, but it could be 2, 1, 3. If that's a 2, there's a 2 there, and a 2 up there, which puts a 1 there, and a 1 there. I think that works. Oh, but then we'd have 3s next to each other right here. So that doesn't work. So we can't put a 2 there. If we put a 3 here, then the 3 is there. This is a 2. Yeah. So this one here has to be a 2 or a 3. Right? It can't be a 1 because it would be above something. This is a 2 or a 3. This is the way to think about it. This is the better way to think about it. This is a 2 or a 3. Whichever one that is has to be the same as the 2 or the 3 here, which then puts it up there. So the 2 or the 3 are the top is the same on all of them, essentially. And if it's the 2, then the 1s all have to be at the corners. If it's the 3, yeah, I don't know. I'm not quite okay. I don't know. I feel like I almost see it, but not quite. So I'm just gonna do it the bad way. So if this is a 2, that's a 2, that's a 2. That puts the 1s down there. These are 3s, and that's a 3. So this becomes the same as that one. That's the problem. Right, these are the same. Okay, that's what it is. So back to what I said. The 2 or the 3 is here, which puts that same one there, which puts the same one there, right? Now, the other one has to be in this spot, which then puts that one there. So the 2 or the 3, and here, so the other of the 2 or the 3 has to be here. This has to be a 1, therefore. Because there's a 2 or a 3 here, which has to be there. The other one has to be there, which puts it down there, which makes this a 1. Because these have to be a 2 and a 3. It works. I don't know if I explained that very well, but it works. This has to be the 3, and the 2, and the 1. There we go. All right, well, that was slower than it should have been, but I got through it, and that's okay. All right, moving on to the second puzzle. All right, now this one is a snake egg by Eric Fox, and I realized on the last one, I forgot to restart the timer, so I'm gonna remember to do that this time. All right, so we're starting the timer, and here we go. So, rules for snake egg. Shade some cells to form a non-intersecting path, which does not touch itself orthogonally. Again, left, right, up, and down. Circles mark the ends of the path. Exactly one orthogonally connected area of unshaded cells must exist of each size from the range given outside the grid. Cells with numbers cannot be shaded and represent the size of the area they're in. All right, so essentially, we need an open space of size 1 to 9. So if we do something like this, there is a space of size 1 right there. These numbers have to be in a space of that size, so we could do something like that, and there would be a size 2 with the 2 there. And we're doing a snake that goes like this, but it can't touch itself orthogonally, so like this right here wouldn't be allowed. We could do that, but not this, because it would be touching itself orthogonally. And I think that's everything we need to know. So, the size 2 has to be these two. So therefore, we have to have the snake go here, and it has to turn, and so that means we can't touch orthogonally, so the snake has to go like this, I believe. That's a big space over. Oh, but we have to have a size 8 and 9 too. We have 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7 listed, but we need 1, 8, and 9 as well. So this could be the 8 or the 9 up there. It has to go down here, and now we get into this area, and we do this. Now this is gonna cut this off for sure, but it could turn, we could get some more. So this is gonna be at least 2, 4, 6, 8, 9. It's gonna be at least 9, so it has to be 9, which means that has to be part of the snake there. And then from there we can turn, we can do a lot of things. We could start up here. We have to avoid the 3, obviously, so we go this way. So let's imagine the 3 came up this way, right? Or even here. Just the fact that it goes here means the snake somehow has to get over here, right? If we go here, the snake would have to come down here, but then it would have to turn on itself. If it went here, well, I mean, that's nonsense. The snake's gonna dead end in there. And if it goes here, again, the snake has to come down here, it's gonna dead end. So the snake, this cannot come up. The 3 region can't come up this way, or the snake is somehow gonna have to come up here, and it can't. So this cannot be part of the 3. Now we get here, now for the same reason, we can't do this, because the snake's gonna have to come in there, it'll dead end, so it has to be there, which forces the snake all the way over here. Like this, it has to get back out because it has to connect to here, but it's gonna have to do some other gymnastics first. So we've got 3, this could be 6. We could come down this way. Definitely have those 3. If it's not part of the 6, if the 6 doesn't connect to whatever region this is up here, let's say it's a size 4 or something, right? Somehow the snake has to get in between the 2. And so the snake would have to go to one of these 2 cells, and the snake can't get to those cells because it has to come in and out, and it would touch itself orthogonally. So that actually has to be the size 6 region right there, like that. And that means that we can, we can do those 2. So, and it has to be bigger than 2, so we know it's not just those 2, but from there, where can we go? Let's see. Well, the snake has to get down here somehow, right? Because at the very least, it has to go between the 7 and the 4. We know that. And it has to, so it's coming down into this bottom region. It has to come back out on one side or the other. If it were to come back out on this side, I don't think we're gonna be able to get 7, and we're gonna end up with too many with the 4. So I think it's gotta come out here. That's what I think. And not over here then, because it can't come in and out and then somehow come back down in again, or it'll be stuck. So we need to have 4 and 7. I'm wondering how we're gonna do that. Oh, interesting. Okay. So it's gonna have to do like a diagonal move, something like this, with another size in there, but not that, because those are the wrong size. Because if we just have 4 and we like come down and do this, this one's gonna be too big. But if we jog over and come back down, now the 4 is going to be too big. Unless we do something like that. So we know this much. What else do we know? Now here, if this comes over and down, this is going to be size 2. It could do that and make a size 1. Otherwise, it's got to go there. But I think it can't turn. Yeah, it's got to come down here. Though this could be a 1, or the snake could connect across there. We don't know that for sure yet. But it definitely connects. So this is now we're up to 3 here. It's got to be, oh, this has to be 8 or 9. No, it has to be 8 because we've already got 9, and we've got 4, 5, 6, and 7, and 3. So this has to be size 8 here. So this has to be pretty big. So there's 6, 7, 8. We could do that. I mean. Oh, but the 5 over here is the problem because we need to, oh, okay, yeah, back up. So let's back up a little bit more even. Here. So this 5 is a problem because let's say we get those 2 right there. Now the snake has to come in here and dead end. So again, it's the same problem we had up here. We can't do either one of these. So those have to be part of the 5. So now we've got this. Oh, so that is a problem. Because that doesn't fit with what I thought was happening down below here. Because now this has to continue down through. Okay. But we have to have one here. Oh, we don't have to, yeah, I know what I did wrong, okay. I said that we needed to come down and back out over here or the 4 was going to be too big, but that's not really true because we can go, something like this and we'll still be okay. Yep. So it's got to come down here and back out, and that's going to have to turn so that it doesn't connect there. We got to go here, and the 7, I mean, we have to keep the 7 coming down, which is going to push this down farther. Again, we could have a single size down here. This one still has to be an 8 up here, though. And it's got to have those. That's 5. I think it has to have all of those, actually. Which does that, gives us the 1. This is 4. So now we just have to get 7 and 4. If we do, yeah, we can come down and around like that. There we go. Got it. All right, almost 8 minutes. That felt kind of slow, but I'm gonna color these in just for completeness. But we made it, so that's all that really matters. It doesn't matter how fast you do it. All right, I am going to shut this curtain. There's bright sun coming in. And well, now it's too dark. There we go. We gotta have a little bit of light. All right, moving on to the third puzzle now. All right, the third puzzle, the E, is a Shimaguni, I don't know how you pronounce it, but this one is by Turganus. Let's look at the rules. I don't know if I've ever done one of these before. Shade a single group of orthogonally connected cells in each region. Shaded groups may not share a bold border. Regions with numbers must contain the indicated amount of shaded cells. Each region must contain at least 1 shaded cell, and no 2 adjacent regions may contain the same number of shaded cells. Okay, so we're gonna shade some cells, and it has to be orthogonally connected, so we can't do something like this in this region. They have to all be connected. We could do something like that, but we couldn't then have the group in this one touch that. It could do something like that, though, so they're not touching across the bold border. Regions with numbers, we don't have any regions with numbers. You have to have at least 1 shaded cell in each region, otherwise this would be a completed grid otherwise. And adjacent regions can't contain the same number of shaded cells, so you can't do like 1 here and 1 there. I think that's all the rules. Okay, so let's see. Well, I mean, the single one here has to have a shaded cell, right? And so now we can't do a shaded cell in any of those orthogonally connected. So we can't do that. They can't share a bold border. Yep. So just those. But because this has to be a connected region in this one, and it has to be not the same size, we can color those in now. This is either 1 or 2, and this is either 1 or 2. And this one can't be all 3, or you wouldn't be able to shade anything. over here. So this one can't be 3. It's also 1 or 2. So these two, up this one and this one have to be the same. And if they're both 2, then there's nothing to shade in that corner. So these have to both be 1s, which means this one is 2. And if we do those two, you can't shade both of those. So this one is shaded, which means that one's not shaded, that one is. And this one has to be 2, so it has to be there, which gives you 1 there. Right. It's looking good. Now, this is a 1. This is a 1. So this one can't be 1. It could be 2 or 3, though. But either way, this one's shaded, because it's at least 2. If we shade that one, it's going to rule out all of those. Well, not this one. It's going to rule out all of those. And so you would only be able to do 2, but this one would then have to be 3, I guess. That would work. But we're shading one of these 2 cells, so this one is not shaded, which means that one is not shaded, because it has to be more than 1. If we do that, then it'll have to be these 2 and that one. Oh, okay, so if we do this one, we do both of those, and this means this has to be a 3. If we don't do that one, we still have to do this one, so this one's shaded no matter what. So if we did, right, if we did just 2, oh, this has a few options then. Okay. What else do we want to do? Where do we look? Where do we look? We've got a couple of 2s in here. If we do both of those, right? Then this one, this L-shaped region here can't just have 1 because it's connected to a region with 1. But if we do both of these, you can't do either of those, and it would have to have 2, but then we would have 2 of them with 2. So we can't do both of these, so this one can only be a 1. But we don't know which one. We can only do one of them. Oh, I forgot to restart the timer again. Well, I don't know. You guys can skip back and do the math if you really want to know my times. I'm not worried about it. Let's see, what do we want to do here? We've got, so we know it can't be 1. It has to be at least 2. Okay, and it can't be both of these, clearly. We can only do one of those 2. So we can't do this one, because it would just be 1. So that one can't be. So we could do 2 or 3. Either way, this one is shaded. If we do that one, this one would be shaded. But if we do that one, then we could do this. So we don't know for sure which one of these is shaded yet, unfortunately. We've got 2 of them here that are size 3. Does that help at all? I don't know. Well, let's think about it. So clearly, if one of them's 3, then the other one is dead, right? If one of them is 2, the other one has to be 1, like this. And they can't be the same, so one of them is 2 and one of them is 1. But and if it's 2, yeah, you could do 1 and 2 and 2. I was gonna say, is it possible? So however many are in this region up here have to be the same as in this region, and then the other amount is here. This one's tricky. Am I missing a rule or something? I don't think so. I think I'm just missing something that I should be seeing, but that's all right. It happens. This is 1. Oh, I am missing something I should be seeing. This little L has 2. It's connected to this region. This can't be 2. This is 3. Okay, so that makes this 2. Yep, that's what I needed. So it rules out all these. This has 2, so this one can't be 2, so it has to just be 1. Do we know? This one can't be 2. And this one is 1, so this one can't be 1, and it can't be 2. This has to be 3. This one is going to just be 1, so this one has to be 2. There we go. That is what I was missing. Okay, now this region has 2. So this region can't have 2, and it can't have 1, because this one's going to have 1, so this is all 3. There we go. That was what I needed. This goes that way. Now there's 1 here and 3 here. This winding region down here can't have 1 or 3. So we can't get this one because we can't have 1. Also can't have those 3 because that would just be 3. So this needs to be at least 4. So we've got to do those 2. Now from there we could do a few different things. But it has to have... Does it have to have at least 4? Yeah, it can't be 3, it can't be 1. And it can't be 2. Yeah, it can't be 1, 2, or 3. It has to be at least 4. Yes, yes. Okay. And we know these are either 1 or 2 here. Oh, but this one can't be. So this is a 1. This is a 1. We can do all of those. This is 4. And this becomes a 2. And this becomes 1. And these are no good. And this one can't be 1 or 2 because it's touching a 1 or a 2 and it can't be a 4. So 1, 2, 3. We could do a 3. Oh, we can't do this, so we can't do 4, so it has to be 3. So these 2 plus 1 of those has to be a 3. This is 4, so we can't do 4 here. This has to be a 3. So this one can't be 4 or 3. It obviously can't be 5, so it's got to be 1 or 2. 1 or 2. This is also 1 or 2 or 3. Could be 3. Ah, this one here. This is a 1 now. So this becomes 3, which means this one can't be 3, so it has to be 2 because it can't be 1 either. So it's this plus 1 of those. Get rid of these. We've already done 3 in this region, so this region can't be 3. It also can't be 1 because it's touching this region with 1. So we can't do all 3 of those. We can't do just 1, so we can't do that. We can't do all 3 of those, but we could do 2 potentially at this point. We can't do any of these. This one. So this is 2. This is 2, so this one can't be 2. So it's 1. Which means this one can't be 2 or 1. Or 3. So we can't do any of these up here. It can't be 2 or 1 because it touches a 1 here. And it's going to touch a 2 here. So we need to do 1, 2, it can't be 1, 2, or 3. It's got to be all 4. We can do that. This one is now a 1, which means this one has to be 2. We can do those. This is a 1. So one of these 2. So this can't be, and it can't be a 1, so it has to be a 2. We go there, and boom, there we go. All right. I felt like that one was a little bit faster than the previous one, but I'm not sure because I forgot to reset the timer. So go back and do the math if you care. I'm not too worried about it. All right, I'm moving on to puzzle number 4, the A. All right, so for the A, it's a Masyu by Jovial. Let's look at the rules. I have done Masyu before. Draw non-intersecting loops. This is our first non-shading one, I think, right? We've only done 3, and I already can't remember for sure. But anyways, draw a non-intersecting loop through the centers of some cells that passes through every circle. The loop must turn on black circles and travel straight through the cells on either side. The loop must go straight through white circles and turn in at least one of the cells on either side. So that sounds a little confusing. Essentially, we're going to draw a loop. It has to wind around and touch itself. It can't intersect, so you can't do, something like this where it goes through itself. That's not allowed. And then the circles thing is, let's erase selected mode. Delete all. There we go. Okay. So when we go on a white, you can't turn on a white one. You have to go straight through the white, and then on one side or the other, you'll have to make a turn right away after you go through the white one. On the black ones, you have to make a turn, and you have to go straight coming out of the black one on both. So you basically have to go 2 cells at each side on the black ones, and that is about it. So let's reset the timer this time and not forget and get to it. So all the black cells at the edge of the grid, you can draw straight out like this because there has to be a turn, and it can't turn off of the grid, clearly. We can do that. And then this one can't turn and go there. It would cross, so it has to come this way. And we can't turn in a white cell, so we can do all of that. White cells on the edge of the grid, we can draw a line straight through. Like this, because it can't go straight through the other way, or again, it would go off the edge of the grid. When you get to a corner, you can turn. We can do this. And this one goes straight through. It has to turn. Oh, but it could turn either way. We don't know which way it turns yet. Okay, so we can do all of that. Now, these white cells, now it can turn at both sides of the white cell. Like this one clearly does turn on both sides of this white cell. But this one, it has to turn at least one of the two. This one here did not turn there, so this has to have a turn, but we don't know. Actually, we do know, because if this continues up this way, it's gonna dead end, it's not gonna have anywhere to go, so it's gonna have to turn there. This can't go to the right, because it would have to go off the grid, so we can go there. Oh, I missed one here. There we go. Now this, similarly, can't go down into here. Now it could go down one more, but it can't keep going. What else can we do? Let's see. This is going to turn, so that'll satisfy the white one there. This one... this can't go up 2, so it has to come down 2. Now, if we go to the right, we're going to have a small little loop, and we can't do that. So this needs to go that way, which forces this up and around to get back out. And again, we need to not make a small loop, so this is going to continue that way. Now, this one, I feel like could go either way still, because you could do something like that. That would be okay. What else can we do here? This needs to go... if this comes up, how are we gonna... this could still get out here though, couldn't it? I was gonna say you've got 5 lines and you can't connect them all up, but this one can still turn and come back out, so that's okay. That would still work, potentially. This... Oh wait, no, I went straight through. This one needs to go this way. Whew. Okay, gotta remember which one is which. I was doing that like a white one. It's gotta go out here, and so now the problem becomes we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 ends down here. We can only connect 4 of them because they're connected in sets of 2. So one of the ends has to come back out here. If we go this way, yeah, then what does this connect to? Right, that's the issue. Where does this connect to? It can't connect to here because we'll have a small loop. So the only thing this can connect to now is that one. So that has to come down and it's got to connect like that. And now this one has to exit out because otherwise we're gonna have too many ends down here. So it's got to do that. From there, I'm not sure where it goes, but if this comes down here, yeah, that's fine too. What about this one? Oh, this one can't go down, clearly. So it's got to come up that way, whichever, and it can't go to the, yeah, it can't go to the left too. It has to go this way. That was obvious from the start. Okay, so this has to connect there, which means these can't connect, so that goes there. This has to turn. Again, we can't connect these. So this has to come down and connect there. And now we still can't connect these because it would make a small loop. Got to go there. We have to turn. Can't turn to the left. It's got to turn to the right. It's got to continue through the white one. It's got to connect there. There we go. This is looking good now. Now, this one can't go to the left too, so it's got to go to the right too. Now it can't go down too, so it's got to go up there, continue through the white one, which forces it to turn. This now has to come all the way down here to find anything to connect to. Now, where do we go from there? This can't go to the left 2 anymore, so it's got to go to the right. It has to continue through the white, which forces it to do all of this. Now these can't connect because we would make a small loop, which forces those to connect. And we just have to connect here and up, around, and it has to go, oh, we can't go straight through vertical anymore, so we have to go this way. Has to go there. Now these can't connect, so we've got to come down here, and these, oh, this one turns, so it has to go 2, which connects it there, and there. There we go. Cool, so a little under 5 minutes, not too bad. It's been a while since I did a Masyu. So, pretty cool. Now we're moving on to the final puzzle, the R. All right, the All right, for the R, we have a Nurikabe. This is by Shy. Now, I know I've done Nurikabe before. All right, shade some cells so that all shaded cells form one orthogonally connected area. We've done this before. Clues cannot be shaded. Every orthogonally connected area of unshaded cells contains exactly one clue. That means we can't have unshaded areas that don't have a clue because it says exactly. The value of which represents the size of the area. No 2x2 region may be entirely shaded. All shaded cells are one orthogonally connected area. So we can't do some shaded cells here and some shaded cells over here. That's not allowed. Has to be one big area. The only unshaded areas have to be from these clues, which have to be the right size. And you can't shade a 2x2 area. So you can't do like this. You can do something like, nope, not like that either. You could do something like this. This would be fine. But any 2x2 area can't be completely shaded. And that is the rules. And I'm gonna remember to reset the timer. And here we go. So, I mean, we can unshade the numbers. That's the first step. Now, they can't touch each other, so we have to shade these. That's a 1, so it has to be completely surrounded, obviously, by shaded cells. Now, where do we want to go from there? Now, remember, this is a hole in the middle here. I want to make that, I'm going to make that gray so that I don't get confused because I feel like I might. Actually, let's make it blue. Let's make it blue. Why not? There we go. So that's a hole. So right, we can shade these too because these can't connect. Yeah, so those are all shaded, which forces us to shade all of these in here because you can't have an unshaded area that's not connected to one of the clues. Now, these all have to extend out, other than the 1, of course. This is now size 2, so we can shade all the way around it. This is also size 2, so we can shade around it. This can't be an unshaded cell by itself, so it has to be shaded. The 3, okay, we can't shade both of these, and we can't leave that one unshaded, and we can't unshade both of them, so it has to be like that, which gives us the end of the size 3 region. Now this area here has to connect to the rest of the shaded cells, so it has to come out that way. These two also have to connect somehow like that. Now, where do we go from there? Let's see, we need to do, I mean, if we do this, then we're gonna have, there's no way to get this corner up here. Oh, there we go. This corner up here basically can't be unshaded because it can't connect to the 4 or the 3. This one can't connect to the 4 or the 3. This one can't connect to the 4 or the 3. But we also can't have a 2x2 region that's all shaded. So this is unshaded, which forces the 4 to go like that. These have to all connect. Now, these are connected to the rest this way, so we could still do the 3 there, actually. But we can't connect the 3 to the 11, so we have to do this, which forces that to go that way. Now, this whole area down here, these 3, this whole area of shaded cells, has to connect to the rest of the shaded cells somehow up here. So basically we're gonna, the 11 and the shadeds are gonna force each other down like this. These have to connect. We're gonna keep forcing it like this. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It's probably something like that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Yep, that's what it's gonna do. And then the 26 is gonna do something similar. Oh, and there we go. That is it. The rest of these are all unshaded. So there you go. All right, 251. That might have been the fastest one I did, but since I didn't reset the timer for a couple of them, I don't know for sure. But, so there you go. 1 year of genuinely approachable pencil puzzles. So congratulations to all of the authors of these puzzles. They're fun puzzles. If you enjoy different kinds of puzzles besides the word puzzles that I often do on the channel, you should go check it out. I'll leave links in the description, like I said. And you should definitely try these puzzles. They're a lot of fun. And let me know if you'd like to see more gap puzzles in the future. If you tried these, let me know how you did, how your times were. And be sure to like and subscribe. I'll see you again soon with some more puzzles. What do colors look like to me? Now, it's hard to answer that one really because I don't know any different. I've been colorblind my whole life. Okay, so that's where the R is. So the C and the H and the Y are no good, so there's gotta be an O. Oh, wondered. Okay, so we can do, ooh, we have peeking. It could be speaking, actually.